What'd you say, 15? Here we go, Oklahoma and southeastern Louisiana. Audrey Lowry rocks and fires the first pitch, and it's in for a strike to Shelby Morris, the second baseman, hitting .333 on the season. First pitch, a minute early, 12:54, as the 0-1 misses high. I say early, this was slated for a 12:30 first pitch. But the Southeastern Louisiana Sam Houston State game went long. Sam Houston State getting that win. There's a check swing foul. And the count's 1-2 strikes. Let's talk about Audrey Lowry a bit. 9-1 on the season with a 1.88 ERA. This is just her 6th start, but 12th appearance. 25 strikeouts to 9 walks. 1-2. Dirty. Swing and a miss. One away. What you want to see.
Absolutely. Really great start for Lowry. Again, tons of lefties in this lineup. This is such a great matchup for Lowry, but really running that curveball outside, keeping the ball low at the knee. And if you could, as a lefty, if you can throw the pitch there, you're going to see a lot of waves from these sloppers.
First pitch strike to Chloe Maggie. Maggie, by the way, left-handed hitting shortstop. So you heard DJ mention a lot of lefties in this lineup as that misses high. They've got 4, including Maggie, and a lot of right-handed hitting slappers. Sydney Schneider, their catcher in the 6 hole. Colleen Cullivan, the left fielder. This is bounced back to Lowry. Plenty of time to turn and throw, and there's quickly 2 away. Things you love to see.
Great start. Again, that efficiency that we're so used to seeing from Lowry. Working ahead in counts and just going after the lefties.
2 away. We'll bring up the right-handed hitting Maria Detillier, who turns on one, pops it up down the left field line. Is there room for Abby Dayton? There is. Nice play by 16 up against that side wall that juts out a bit down the left field line. Good stuff, Abby Dayton. That's a quick top half of the first. We head to the bottom, scoreless in Norma, connecting Oklahomans to quality health care through every stage of life. Southeastern Louisiana lost 3-2 to Sam Houston in 9 innings in its first game here today. They lost their series at Texas State, lost 2 of 3, and they've been a little bit of everywhere across the state of Texas, Louisiana, and Arkansas this season. First pitch to Cassidy Pickering is in for a strike. From the right-handed throwing Hallie Burns, 4-2 on the season, a 1.78 ERA. An Ole Miss transfer, but did not pitch there, only redshirted in 2024. Pickering takes it up high. Smart, all-academic team out of the Southland Conference, an NFCA All-American scholar athlete. The 1-1 hits Pickering, who will head down to first base. A lot to like, at least in the numbers and what we've seen from Hallie Burns so far this season, DJ.
Yeah, she throws a lot of strikes. She really relies on the curveball, and as a righty, that's going to break into those lefties. Getting away from her a little bit there, but Burns throws a ton of strikes. She mixes speeds very well. We saw her open the count to Pickering with a changeup in the strike zone, and there it is again to Ella Parker. Just missed inside, but she's going to pull that off speed and that changeup out of her pocket in any given count, and that's what makes her so effective.
You heard DJ say Ella Parker digs in, takes ball 2 up and in. That was our look at the Lady Lions, brought to you by Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Oklahoma, connecting Oklahomans to quality health care through every stage of life. That will also take care of all of our duties for our Walden Cleaners and Laundry pregame show. There's a looper off the glove of the third baseman and rolls away. Picked up by the shortstop, Maggie, who throws to second, but Pickering beat it. That was a tough spot for Pickering as a base runner to be, but as soon as that ball hit off the glove of Detillier, she took off. Nice rally Actually, I think it was Detillier who ended up picking it up and throwing behind the runner, but Pickering able to advance. How about this spot? First and second for your home run hitting freshman. Let's go. Chance to get OU off to a hot start. Just missed outside. Left-handed catcher behind the plate in Sydney Schneider, which makes things a little bit different.
Curious, again, having Schneider left-handed righty in the box right now, runners at first and second.
There's a high fly ball to right center field. Drifting over is the center fielder to try to make the play in Tucker, but Watson makes the catch, the right fielder. Tagging and heading to third is Pickering. And fly out on a ball that hung in the air forever. It looked like it might drift a little bit further into right field than it did. It does allow Oklahoma to put a runner at third with one out for Gabby Garcia.
And spot here for Gabby Garcia to manufacture something for the Sooners early. But I'll say this, Southeastern Louisiana looking a little shaky defensively here early. And, you know, Ella Parker goes down as a single.
Ooh, they gave her a single.
If I'm going to be real, that should have been caught. Kind of jammed and blooped.
The action clock was at 0 for a minute before Burns threw the first pitch. That's a ball anyway, but come on, are we going to call that? Third base umpire is Brent Harden today. He's usually the man on pitch clock responsibilities. Not Brent himself, but the third base umpire, sorry. The 1-0 is outside 2-0.
Burns here working behind in counts, and one thing again that she does really well, only 8 walks on the season. She hammers the strike zone, finding herself in a lot of hitters counts here early.
2-0 is a squeeze bunt. Here comes Pickering. The shovel is a good one. The tag got her. Pickering tried to slide around the tag and get her hand on the plate, but a really nice play by Schneider on the tag, and there's 2 away. Bunt a little bit too hard.
And just coming off the barrel a little too quick, and you got to tip your hat to Detillier, crashing immediately, given the glove flip. And just as I was saying, that Southeastern defense looking a little bit shaky here to start the game. That's a big-time play that could potentially get Southeastern out of this inning.
Sun shines bright on Love's Field as Alyssa Parker digs in, and that off-speed is just outside ball 1. Just missed the zone, 54 miles an hour, so you're seeing a pretty dramatic shift in miles per hour. The 1-0 from off speed to that 65-mile-an-hour strike right over the outer edge.
And that curveball, we're going to see Burns go to that pitch a ton. And it's just outside to these righties, catching that corner in the river. And when she's successful with it, she keeps it on the back of the plate.
So you went from 65 to 51. Yep. As ball 2 misses low.
She is tough to get your timing, and again, that's what makes her so effective. Just a 1.78 ERA, and that's, when you look at it, hitters hitting 176 against her.
Ball 3.
But the key, such a big key for Burns, is being in pitchers' counts, and she hasn't been in any in this in this bottom half of the first.
Ooh, good cut by Parker, fouled it straight back. Kind of just giving you an idea with the different miles per hour from Hallie Burns. She's been anywhere from 52 to that last pitch at 65, so you're talking pretty significant speed difference.
And doing it very well. I mean, if you look at her biggest break in off speed, and there it was again coming in at 53, and it's fouled back as Parker stays alive. But she does it all on the same plane. Right. And that's what makes it so deceptive. Again, she works a ton left and right. She'll go to the rise ball, but she really works a lot east and west and keeps that off speed low.
There's a hard hit ball down the right field line. It's foul. Is it going to get out of play? It will. 65 miles an hour on that one.
But really good challenge for this Sooner offense here today, because again, I say it over and over, the off speed and the changeup is the most important pitch in this game.
3-2 is ball 4. No, cold strike 3 right on the inside edge. Parker goes down, as do the Sooners. A rarity.
Pretty dirty.
Yeah, that was nasty. 54-mile-an-hour breaker right on that inside corner. That'll do it for the Sooners. Okay. Oklahoma and southeastern Louisiana, the Lady Lions are scoreless. Back to work for Sooner lefty Audrey Lowry, and the first pitch is fouled off by Kaylee Dixon, the DP. Hey, man, we'd love for you to check out the Sooner Sports podcast. We have Sooner Sports Talk and Coach's Corner. Well, I should say the Huddle. That's loaded every single week for your listening pleasure. Working on making sure we get those consistent episodes from Toby and myself. Soonersports.com/podcast. As the 0-1 misses inside. We've got the video component now, so every week you get the TV side. A lot of highlights. If you miss any of the Sooner softball or baseball or basketball games from the week, we got you covered on the Sooner Sports Podcast. Channel 53. That's hit hard to the right side. Parker knocks it down, picks it up, wins the race to the bag, one away. And it's brought to you by Allstate and Riverwind Casino. That's it. 10 p.m. every single Wednesday night. Check that out on channel 53. And, of course, at Soonersports.com/podcast. And get your kids in the game and behind the scenes by joining OG&E's Sooner Kids Club today. Go to Soonersports.com/kids club to get registered. First pitch swinging. Kaylin Wilson, strike one. It's presented in part by Orthodontics exclusively and Devon Energy, bringing you exclusive behind-the-scene access, year-round ticket offers, Sooner gear, and more. Soonersports.com/kids. Here's the 0-1. Call that a foul ball.
Yeah, really good pitch. Curveball in on the hands of Watson. It's a really nice location.
No balls and 2 strikes. Well, that was. We've seen some nastiness from these two pitchers here early. The 0-2 is bounced back up the middle, cut off by Agbayani. Long throw, got it. 2-way.
This ball game so far is speaking my love language. Just 2 pitchers, hitting spots, mixing speeds, throwing ground balls. Really good job by Agbayani, just making that look smooth, but that's a really nice pitch. 0-2, a little up in the zone and forcing Watson to chase.
Sydney Schneider, first pitch swinging, foul down the first baseline. Scoreless game, we're in the second. Southeastern Louisiana boarded a bus, took a 6-hour trek. I don't even know what the path would be as that's fouled off from San Marcos to Norman.
I'm going to
look it up right now.
I was going to say, I'm not going to jump in on that.
No, you got 35. You're pretty good.
Okay, so you're just going through Dallas-Fort Worth? Which one?
Looks like you can go around Dallas as the 0-2 pitch misses line. I don't know why I decided to do this on my laptop as opposed to doing it on my phone, which is so much easier. Yeah, it looks like Fort Worth. You go right past the Texas Motor Speedway there, south of Denton. And that is not a short route, 6 hours. After a doubleheader on Friday and a single game yesterday to get here for today. The 1-2, swing and a miss. Inning over. Audrey Lowry off to some kind of start. DJ 6 up, 6 down.
Mixing speeds. We're seeing her work up. We're seeing her work down. And then pulling the string. Lowry is on.
The OU Energy Partners celebrating Oklahoma's oil and gas industry. DJ Sanchez, I'm Chris Plank. We are scoreless as Kai Miner will lead things off for the Sooners. Left-handed hitting center fielder. First pitch is in for a strike. I have a crutch phrase that you're going to hear a lot this weekend, okay? You ready? This player's having a weekend. Here's the 0-1. That's high. Because I pretty much think that would fit for every single Sooner on the roster right now. They are having themselves a weekend. Here's the 1-1. A little bit out. 2 balls and a strike.
I'll piggyback right on you. I think I've said for nearly every Sooner hitter that's stepped in the box, man, she's seeing the ball well.
It's a 15-game hitting streak for Minor. That's in for a strike, 2-2. In the 2 games yesterday, she went 2 for 6, scored 6 runs, and drove in 3. 2-2. Skied to right field. This has a chance with the wind, and it's gone! Kai Minor lifts one over the right field wall, and the freshman jumpstarts the Sooners with her 4th home run of the season. It's 1-0 Sooners.
And Minor doing just such a great job of handling that pitch. 2-strike count from Burns. That pitch elevated up in the zone and inside just a hair. That's Kai Minor's wheelhouse. I mean, we watch her turn on pitches all the time to the right side of the field, recognizing that pitch up in the zone and punishing the mistake from Burns.
Here's Ilana Agbayani, 1-0 Sooners. Agbayani takes a strike. Hey, we're heading your way. Speaking of I-35, we're heading down Denton. We're heading down Denton Way on Tuesday for OU and North Texas. There's a line drive in the left field. It's a base hit. Ilana Agbayani, speaking of players who are seeing it well, singles in the left field.
Really good piece of hitting by Agbayani. Burns opening the count with the off speed like we've seen her do 3 other times in this game already. But Agbayani leaving it be and then working a little bit late and taking the ball the other way.
First pitch to Nelly, who's back in the lineup, is a strike. Nelly hasn't played this weekend. Coach Gasso said that they have the depth and obviously the matchups this weekend to where no need to push through anything. Let that shoulder rest. The 0-1 is a bunt, but she misses it. Strike 1. 213 feet on the home run by Kai Minor. Exit angle of 45 degrees. Straight up, straight out. The 0-2 pitch is a curve that misses out. All right, this is a great debate. Some people get mad. They don't like to, in softball, have it being referred to as a breaking ball or a curve ball. Well,
curveball is absolutely a curveball. Now, it's different than baseball, but...
True. 1-2. Line drive, left field, base hit. Stay hot, Nelly. Off to third goes Ilana. Welcome back. A single for her first hit of the weekend in her first plate appearance of the weekend. First and third for the Sooners. Still nobody out.
And speaking of curveball, Nelly going down to get one that caught a little bit too much play, but went down and got that pitch low. But I'm going to say this, Colleen Cullivan out in left field. Great job cutting that ball off in the gap and keeping it off the wall to keep Nelly at first base.
Yeah, she doesn't make that play. Agbayani might even score.
Absolutely. Tremendous play by Cullivan out in left.
Here's Abby Dayton, first pitch swinging. Popped it up on the infield, 1 away. Where do you stand on calling it a fastball? It's a fastball, right? Some get mad.
Curveball's not a fastball.
No. I just meant a fastball.
Oh.
Sorry.
Sorry, I was still on
You're still in the break. You're still in the breaking ball conversation.
Yes.
It's a fastball.
Yeah, absolutely.
Screwball.
Screwball.
Drop ball instead of sinker. Here's Cassidy Pickering. Though the drop ball is much nastier than the sinker. Let's just be honest.
Absolutely.
Popped up again. Same exact pitch, same exact swing, 2 away.
And 2 pitches to open counts outside the strike zone. Up and in. And we heard Coach Gasso talk about it last night. We've seen this massive offensive explosion. But there's a difference in a tight game. There's a difference doing it against
a pitcher that has a little bit better stuff like
Yep.
what we're seeing here from Burns. You got to be disciplined in the box.
Ella Parker, last time up, singled on a ball that was almost caught by the second baseman, Detillier. No doubt about this one. Ella Parker bombs one into the right field bleachers. It's a 3-run blast, and the Sooners blow it open with a 5-run second inning. 257 feet over the right field wall, off the bat at 82 miles an hour.
That pitch was smoked, and Ella Parker recognizing the situation, and that's what I love about it. And a miss there from Burns. I mean, that pitch pretty dead red, and Ella Parker absolutely hammering it. But what I love about it most, we saw 2 less than ideal at-bats in a row.
Right.
Same outcomes, chasing a couple pitches outside the strike zone. Ella Parker not being denied with 2 outs and getting the job done.
Kendall Wells' first swing fouled back. Always love to know where you're listening from. Third inning's coming up next. Third inning shout-outs at OU on the air. We'll try to get some, too, during our TV breaks as well. Wells, her last time up, flied out to right field. Now she loops one to short. That's caught by Maggie, and that'll do it for the Sooners. But Oklahoma strikes. A home run from Kai Minor and a 3-run homer from Ella Parker. And as we head to the third, in Norman, Jennifer in Pittsburgh, PA. What's up, Jen? Brandy, Madeline, Mason, and William from New Walla. As Briley Ford leads things off, first pitch swinging is hit hard and deep down the left field line, and it's gone. Briley Ford launches one over the left field wall. First hit of the game, first run of the game.
Again, this is a southeastern Louisiana team. They can swing it, and they have been aggressive throughout this game. But here is a stat that is it's awesome, but you also have to recognize it. 7 for 7.
Oof. Audrey Lowry in first pitch strike so far in this ballgame. 7 for 7.
Attack early.
So attacking early, but when you know you're hammering the zone and you're also seeing a team be aggressive, that pitch inside, just not inside enough.
Swing and a miss to Colleen Sullivan, the left fielder. Or Cullivan, excuse me. They put in the pronunciation guide, which is beautiful, sounds like Sullivan, spelled K-U-L-I-V-A-N. So that means I'm going to call her Sullivan all weekend long as Colleen fouls that one off. Colleen Cullivan, the left fielder, she's one of the seniors on this roster. They've had some big wins this year so far, has Southeastern Louisiana. Swing and a miss. Sullivan goes down quickly. Good bounce back for Audrey Lowry. Or the Tinker Federal Credit Union strikeout. TFCU is here for life and money. 3 Ks so far.
And you got to love the response going up in the zone. Lowry has handled the lefties so far in this lineup. Going to be a big key.
Here's Shanita Tucker, who takes the first pitch a little bit out for ball 1. Tucker, the speedy grad student, transferred in from Lamar, takes strike 1. He's been here for a couple of years. This is her final season of eligibility. We think. 1-1 is good luck figuring out what year someone is anymore. She's 0 for her last 6. In fact, she's in a bit of a slump. She's 2 for her last 16. 1-2 pitches high, 2-2. 3 for her last 27. Make it 3 for her last 28. Swing and a miss. 2 away. Another strikeout.
Really good to see Lowry mixing speeds, especially at the lower half of this lineup. Can be a little dangerous changing speeds to the 9-hole, who also happens to be a slapper. So you got to keep it low. You got to keep it deceptive. Really nice mix.
2 outs for Shelby Morris. Bunts popped up. Easy play, is it? Who caught it? Kendall Wells grabbed it. Nelly came racing in from third. I hope she's okay. No. As Nelly came racing in to make the play, Kendall Wells had run out to make the catch, and now Nelly, oh boy, Nelly is in some immense pain, and she's going to go down, and we'll take a timeout. I hope that wasn't an Achilles, because they're looking at her right leg. She came racing in to try to make the catch. Love's Field has gone silent, and understandably so, but watch this. Nelly gets up, shakes it off a little bit. Still hurting a bit. Now Abby Dayton and Cassidy Pickering go out to see if Nelly needs any help, and we'll get a timeout. We'll head to the bottom of the 3rd inning. Oklahoma 4, Southeastern Louisiana 1. This is Sooner Softball from Learfield. Done a nice job. Now you have a monumental task to try to replace Mara Tickman. But Emily has immersed herself well. She's very good at her job, so keep our fingers crossed that Nelly can run back out to start the 4th, excuse me. 4-1 here, bottom of the 3rd. The pitch to Gabby. Up high, ball 1.
Really encouraging seeing Nelly walk off on her own. I mean, you could tell visibly in pain, but it's really good to see her up and getting off the field on her own. That's always an encouraging sign.
Here's the 1-0 to Gabby. That's in for a strike. Shout out to our pal Susan Walden, Kim Doc Mommy, who's tuned in from section 15 with her old-fashioned portable radio. That's how you do it. Everyone should have an old-fashioned portable radio. The 1-1 is hit towards center field and deep. It's got a chance at the wall. It is gone. The 3rd home run of the day for the Sooners. And Oklahoma gets the run back. It gave up. It's 5-1 Sooners. Stay hot, Gabby Garcia. Her 10th home run of the season.
Gabby Garcia beat me to it. The Sooners have done this all weekend. And we've seen some home runs be given up by this pitching staff, but you got to feel good when this offense answers back. They have answered every single run that has been put up by an opposing team this weekend. No difference here, but not wasting any time. Got to love it.
Here's big smooth Alyssa Parker. First pitch. Ooh, a little bit low and in, ball 1.
Who had the old-time radio?
Susan.
Susan, I would be impressed even more if you got a bag of peanuts and your own scorebook.
Get your own scorebook.
Then you're in it.
Living our life, the 1-0. In for a strike. Pensacola, Oklahoma. Gatorade Player of the Year. I think the kids used to say mad skills on the basketball court. The 1-1 is in for a strike. 2 balls and a strike.
Second off speed that Burns has delivered to Parker in this at-bat. Really relies on the curveball when she's ahead.
That's turned on and fouled off.
And one thing for Burns, everything that's been hit hard off of Burns so far in this ball game has been elevated in the strike zone. She really is effective when she's keeping that curveball, keeping that back door and that screwball at the knee and low.
Right.
And there's a nice pitch right there, just missing off the plate, but that's a quality miss. But it's lower in the strike zone, so it's going to be
really, if Burns is going to go deeper into this game, she's going to have to get those east and west pitches a little bit lower in the strike zone.
Bounced foul off the foot of Alyssa Parker. Ouch. So just this tracks every pitch.
Yeah, it's amazing. And I was upset this weekend because I had this all season last year, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I should have shared it with you, but I was just keeping it to myself.
No, you keep it to yourself because it distracts me. It's all I want to look at is the numbers.
Ryan Wondrosik gave this to me last year, and it was awesome.
2-2's fouled off.
Because
we get everything.
We've got an amazing view here. I sound like a spoiled brat being like, sometimes we can't see, but we can't. Sometimes our angle is a little funky. This really gives us and gives me an even better idea of exactly what we're looking at and calling pitches. It's just such an unbelievable piece of tech.
That's popped up behind home plate. There is room there. The catch is made by Schneider. 1 away. 0 for 2 days so far for Alyssa Park. How about a Redhead Sooner who is tuned in, headed south across Oklahoma? Jake is in Temple. Troy Lawrence checking in while working on his honeydews in Norman. Oh, that's what I'm doing after this game. I got a honeydew list a mile long. Tyler and Sam in Sperry. David's got us on in Westlaco, Texas, in the Rio Grande Valley. Dave and Debbie. First pitch to Kai Miner is in for a strike. Kai homered her last time up. Gary and Darla in Mountain View, Oklahoma. Men's Senior OU is checked in. Cindy Soes is in as well. The 0-1 is a little bit up and away. The Mountains are ready for some Sooner softball in Vanceburg, Kentucky. And they ask my favorite thing, a question. If Audrey Lowry's our number 1, whom would you say is the number 2 pitcher for the Sooners as of right now? I'll let you think about that. Here's the 1-1 pitch to Miner, fouled off. Buchenio?
I'd say yes, but I do think a big part of this weekend, and I've said it all weekend, a big part of this weekend was getting the staff reps as a whole. I don't know. I think Lowry has been the clear one through February. Let's remember we're early.
Yeah, 1-2's high, 2-2.
But Lowry has taken that role on, and the way she's throwing today, it's going to continue. But such a big piece for this staff this weekend was getting reps, getting confidence, and we heard Coach Gasso say that on Thursday.
Miner fouls that one away.
But the beauty of it is that you have options, and I think such a big piece as opposed to saying, well, this is our number 2, is matchups. And I think especially when this team gets into conference play, that's going to be a big piece of who's in the circle.
Bouncer off the glove of the pitcher Burns. It actually ricocheted to Morris at second. Doesn't matter. Miner still beats it out. 2-hit day for Kai Miner. 1 on for Ilana Agbayani. Sabrina and Sharon are in Hugo today. Coach Linares, Ariana, and Brenda are watching from Grapevine. Oh, I like that. Charlie and TJ Carter have us tuned in. They're streaming in Noble, along with our buddy Big Sky Sooner. Beverly and Hillsdale, Michigan. Ken and Brandy in West Siloam Springs, Oklahoma.
Tell you what, I hear all these cities and towns. Third inning shout-outs is a geography lesson for me every day.
For you, that's up and in for Agbayani, who goes down to avoid getting hit. Ball 1. It's not only a geography lesson, but I also get yelled at a lot for not knowing these cities.
How dare you, Plank? Well,
it's my severe weather coverage that I watch. The 1-0 is in for a strike. 1-1, looked a little up.
And that's a tough pitch to track. I think it caught the top half of the zone, but off speed, but not quite that changeup speed that we've also seen from Burns, coming in right around the 60-mile-an-hour range.
Runner goes. It's a hit and run. Popped up to left field. Get back, Kai Miner. That's caught by Colvin in left, 2 away. Miner does indeed retreat to first, and there's 2 outs for Sid Barker. So, well, this might not be a great sign as Sid's going to pinch hit here. This would be Nellie's spot. She singled and scored a run, but had the Miner, I don't even know if you want to call it a collision, just kind of stepped weird.
And Nellie came a long way for that ball, and it was an abrupt stop. And here's the thing, and I don't think we want to start ringing alarms or anything like that. Nellie has not played a ton this weekend anyway.
Yeah.
I mean, you have something like that happen. You got a 4-run lead at this point.
5-1.
Yes.
Yep. First pitch to Barker is inside, ball one.
Barker has been tremendous and has done everything to earn a spot. You protect Nelly.
Sure.
And it's not because the sky is falling at this point, but you protect her. It's March 1st.
2-0 pitch, or the 1-0 pitch misses just inside 2-0. Who is on the scoreboard today? They are cooking. That's over by Brock, right? That's in the main press box. They're on it. 2 balls and no strikes. Minor at first, 2 outs, 5-1 Sooners. The pitch, Sid hammers one. Go ball to left field at the wall. See you later. Home run, Sid Barker. And it's 7-1 Sooners.
That was a hit and run. Kai Minor was off with the pitch. You gotta love a 2-0 hit and run bomb. And talking about Sydney Barker making the most of opportunities, does it again, 2-0. And again, Minor off with the pitch, whether it was a hit and run or a run and hit, regardless. Great execution, big time.
Home run for Sid Barker. Home runs this year brought to you by Brahms Ice Cream and Dairy Stores, farm fresh for over 50 years. For a moment, it looked like we might have a pitching change because Rick Freeman had walked out. But instead, we'll roll on with Hallie Burns in the circle for Abby Dayton, and the Sooners up 7-1.
And Sid Barker just seeing that ball well. That's that same pitch that Agbayani saw 2 pitches in a row and popped up.
Abby Dayton takes a pitch that missed a little bit low. That was in the zone.
Yep.
But called a ball. 231 feet for the Sid Barker home run. 72 miles an hour off the bat as the 1-0 pitch misses up 2-0.
And that's that mid-range. We just saw it again, missing up in the zone. And that's the pitch where she's had some success, where Burns has had success, and we've seen a couple flyouts and pop-ups. It's that mid-range off speed, a little up in the zone. The pitch that Barker just took yard is the changeup's in for a called strike 1. Same speed, 59 miles an hour, dead red center.
That was the 85th home run of the season for the Sooners. 2-1 is up high, ball 3. 8-5. It's March 1st. The 3-1 pitch. There's ball 4. Dayton's fired up. It'll turn the lineup over. Joe and Vicky are tuned in from Upper Sandusky, Ohio. Janie is in Pensacola, Oklahoma, cheering on the hometown girl, Alyssa Parker. Now we will have that pitching change. Jamie and Mandy in Park Hill. Brad in Indianola, Iowa. Angela and Doug are tuned in Lawrenceville, Georgia. Will is in Des Moines. Paula and Rudy and Vince are tuned in Norman. And our man Mark Worley in Edmond. We got a pitching change. We'll take it with him. 60 seconds, and it's brought to you by Love's Travel Stops. Love's Travel Stops, the heart of the highway. 7-1 Sooners. We'll tell you about the new Lady Line pitcher when we come back. This is Sooner Softball from Learfield. Here comes the 1-0 pitch to Cassidy Pickering. It's in for a strike, a ball and a strike from Sarah Blanchard, the new pitcher for Southeastern Louisiana. The first pitch was in the dirt. Abby Dayton took off and took second. So now you have a runner at second and a 1-1 count on Pickering. Blanchard threw about 2 warm-up pitches and said, "I'm good."
Yeah, no, it was, and she came out. I kind of loved it. She came out of the dugout in a dead sprint to get to the circle.
She was on fire.
Absolutely.
The 2-1 pitch is low, ball 3.
And Blanchard's got some juice. I mean, she pumps the gun mid to upper 60s, keeps the ball down. Going to see a lot of drop balls. She really relies on that drop.
There's ball 4.
And Pickering doing a good job of zoning it off and letting it fall out of the strike zone, but does not throw much up in the zone. So really good spot here for the Sooners to work that line drive, put the ball on the ground.
Ella Parker, with runners at first and second, takes the first pitch for a strike. Parker homered her last time up. She takes the 1-1 pitch outside, 2-1. For Ella, that was her 7th home run of the season. Sooners as a team currently sit 85, did we say? And one bounced at the plate. 85 home runs as a team through, well, this is game number 21 on the season.
I think the conversation at this point now, and this is not a they can't do it.
There's a fly ball to shallow left field. Colvin races in, makes the catch, and that'll do it for the Sooners.
But we'll talk about it later, but just the sustainability. The pace is outrageous.
2 more home runs to add to that total, and we head to the 4th. Sooners in complete control, leading 7-1. Sooner softball is presented by Love's Travel Stops, the heart of the highway, and today Lowry, who has been pretty good so far, but foul, strike 1.
You can anticipate Southeastern Louisiana going through the heart of this lineup. You can see McGee trying to find anything she can do to get on base, and that's what Southeastern Louisiana does. They chip. And all these lefties in this lineup, a lot of speed. They try to put pressure on defenses as McGee swings straight through the curveball in the outer half. And Lowry had no balls and 2 strikes. But if you can manage, and that was a big key, right? Manage the tempo of this game and not allow Southeastern to get on base and try to wreak havoc.
There's a grounder back to the circle. Easy play for Lowry, 1 away.
And Lowry has done a tremendous job of that so far.
As Chloe Maggie is retired. Here's Maria Detillier. The best place to gear up for game day is the Sooner Shop, the official fan shop of OU Athletics, located on the west side of Gaylord Family Oklahoma Memorial Stadium. Online shopping is always available at shop.soonersports.com. First pitch, strike to Detillier, the third baseman, who's 0 for 1. She flied out to left. And the University of Oklahoma and Sooner Sports Properties would like to thank our concession partners. I'll tell you about them after this 0-1 pitch that's fouled back. Dos Equis, Dickey's Barbecue Pit. Shakes Frozen Custard, Gin and Juice, Pizza Hut, HTO, Coop Ale Works, Kona Ice, and Rock and Roll Tequila. No balls and 2 strikes to count here with the Sooners up 7-1 in the top of the 4th. Pitch grounded to the right side. Nice play by Alyssa Parker. She'll win the race to the bag. 2-way.
It's a really nice drop ball.
And outside the strike zone, but Lowry has just been very efficient getting into pitcher's counts, 0-2, and able to expand the zone and get in the chase.
Two outs for Kaylee Dixon, the lefty. Bounce back to the circle, gets past Lowry, but Aylan Agbayani is there to glove it, and it's a quick 1-2-3-4. We head to the bottom half. Oklahoma up 7-1. Sooner softball presented by Love's Travel Stops, the heart of the highway. And today's game is brought to you by our OU Energy partner, celebrating Oklahoma's oil They're just a machine right now. I mean, Wells, who knows, might hit one to the moon here as she takes ball one high. I mean, it's wild. We were making this point yesterday. There's so many good at-bats with line drives here and even hard outs. But it's like, well, did they hit a home run? The 1-0 is low and in. Wells so far today 0 for 2. Flied out to right and lined out to short. Currently hitting .410 with a team leading 15 home runs. And 30 runs batted in. There's a strike, 2-1. The 30 runs batted in is actually not the team leader. Gabby Garcia has 32. Here's the 2-1. Oh, good pitch. Strike 2.
Well, and I just want to put this in perspective, too.
Go ahead.
We're talking about the home runs. 8 hits, 4 home runs today.
Yeah.
This is against a pitching staff, and if you're looking at their stats,
Ooh, swing and a miss, got it. One away.
really nice off-speed pitch to get a very rare strikeout from Kendall Wells. But nice pitch from Blanchard. But I want to put this in perspective. This is a Southeastern pitching staff who walked in giving up 7 home runs on the entire year.
They've already given up more than half of them in this game. Am I saying that right? They've already given up more than half of that total.
Yes.
So 11 total in the year, but what they came in with in this game, it's unreal. First pitch was a ball to Gabby. Gabby's 1 for 2. She's homered here today. She has a big swing and a miss. That home run for Garcia was her 10th on the season. She's second on the team right now with 10. Ella Parker's got 7. Here comes the 1-1 to Gabby. A little bit out, 2-1. I will say I like what Sarah Blanchard's doing. I like the challenge this is giving OU right now.
This is a very solid pitching staff. And again, 7 runs on the board for Oklahoma. But Blanchard, just like Burns.
Popped up left side. Is there going to be room for Detillier? There is, but she can't reach it.
But this staff changes speeds so well. And we just saw 2 pitches in a row coming in at 57 miles an hour. And then the pitch that was just fouled off, 68. I mean, that's a huge discrepancy. But there's such a big difference in the way in which they manipulate speeds. They keep the ball down. You never see a loop, and their off-speed pitches are falling off the table.
This low. Full count.
But it's such a challenge, and I think it's showing just how pure the Sooners' swings are, that they're able to
do that.
Yep.
Lace to left center field and deep. That hits off the top of the wall and is gone. Gabby Garcia, her second home run of the game. It either hit off the top of the wall or hit off a seat and launched up a couple more rows. Regardless, it's the second home run of the game for Gabby Garcia, and the Sooners are up a touchdown. It's 8-1.
Nearly 225 feet, just under. And we're talking line shot on a 68-mile-an-hour drop ball. And Gabby Garcia, again, taking a pitch at her shin. That pitch was below her knee and lining it.
One of the storylines heading into this game was how impressive, and I think you've magnified it quite a bit, DJ, the numbers are for this Southeastern Louisiana pitching staff. We will get our third pitcher of the game. We'll go ahead and keep it here with our pitching change that's brought to you by Love's Travel Stops. Love's Travel Stops is the heart of the highway, as Haley Crawford will check into pitcher. We had Hallie Burns, and now we have Haley Crawford, the junior out of Houston, Texas, transfer in from Temple College. The numbers were pretty good heading into today's game, this afternoon's game for Southeastern Louisiana. But OU has hit them hard, and Haley Crawford has impressive numbers. This is her 13th appearance. She is 1-1 on the season with a 1.09 ERA. She has the lowest ERA of the 3 pitchers that had sub-2 ERAs heading into the game. But Oklahoma has already put 8 runs on the board against those 2 pitchers and have hit 5 home runs. Here we go. Here's the first pitch to Alyssa Parker from the righty. In for a strike.
And Crawford not quite touching the gun, close to 70 like what we were seeing from Blanchard, but works left and right. A lot of screwball, a lot of curveball, but again, changes speeds very well, and there it is, just missed in the dirt for a ball. But this pitching staff, you got to love what this coaching staff and Coach Freeman and Coach Kate Thompson are doing with this pitching staff of just teaching to throw at different speeds.
1-1 is low.
And doing it deceptively. There's a difference. There's a difference between having a changeup and having an off speed and having a good one.
Right.
I mean, there's a big difference.
Crawford, by the way, we mentioned from Temple College, was an NJCAA All-American. Boy, that was dirty. Dropped in for strike 2. All-regional conference performer while at Temple College, and she helped lead Temple to the NJCAA World Series as a freshman. Struck out 324 in 2 years at the Chuka. 2-2, just missed low.
It's a really
Full
nice
count.
pitch. And may have gotten away with one there.
What is she? 51 miles an hour. Oh, my goodness.
May have caught the bottom of the strike zone, but really nice changeup.
There it is again. Caught her, looking, 2 away.
That's tough, too. We've seen that a couple times. Again, a pair of backwards Ks for Alyssa Parker. Both off-speed pitches, and it's just tough. You can just see, and Parker knew it. Just frozen by the change of speeds.
2 outs for Kai Minor. She's 2 for 2 with a home run. Her season average is at .556 as there's a strike. Sooners will get challenged. This team is one of those that was going to challenge him, I thought. There's a ground ball that's off the glove of the pitcher. Picks up, throws. No! Safe. Looks close. We'll see if the Lady Lions decide to challenge it or not. I think they may have got it.
I'd be curious to see the replay on it, and what a great job.
The dugout is trying to sell.
Yep.
Yep, here we go. We're going to get a challenge.
I thought she was out live.
Ilana Agbayani.
Hold up just a minute because we're going to get a challenge here from southeastern Louisiana.
Louisiana State is challenging the safe call at first base. The play is under further review.
Uh-oh.
And it's a good decision. I don't
Did you
know.
hear what he said, though? He said Louisiana State.
Like I said that in the pregame. It used to be Southeastern Louisiana State.
Right.
But like I said, it hasn't been for a minute. Southeastern Louisiana University now, correct?
Yep, that's right.
So
the Lady Lions.
now the colors haven't changed. Is that maize? Can we call that maize? Is that allowed?
That works for me.
Is that allowed?
Yeah, looks like kind of a mustard.
Very Piasaw birdie.
Oh, let's go. Looks like we're going to have an official review here. It's brought to you by Noble McIntyre, McIntyre Law. Visit McIntyreLaw.com to connect with their team of award-winning Oklahoma personal injury attorneys.
I would have been really surprised had Coach Freeman not challenged this. It's definitely worth it. I thought she may have gotten her watching it live. Now, again, I don't necessarily have the angle. I don't have a lot of insight of whether or not it's going to get upheld or overturned.
We also don't have a replay model.
Nope. But Haley Crawford doing a really good job. That's a tough play.
Yeah.
Off of the pitch, backhanding it. So Crawford doing a tremendous job of fielding her position. You got to love a pitcher that fields her position. And Minor getting down the line. But curious.
Noble McIntyre, McIntyre Law. Check him out at McIntyreLaw.com. Spent about an hour on Thursday morning with Noble talking about all the issues in sports and law and eligibility. He's the
Southeastern Louisiana will retain their challenge.
There you go. Hey, give a little credit in that Southeastern Louisiana dugout to Kaylee Dixon.
The University of Oklahoma and Sooner Sports Properties would like to thank our concessions partners, Anheuser-Busch, Fletcher's Original, Taco Mayo, Wonderfolk, and Boomerang Diner.
Audrey Lowry back to work. Kalen Watson first pitch swinging. Drives it back up the middle. Base hit. That's how we start things here. Oh, wow, in the fifth. Oklahoma up 8-1. Fifth innings this year brought to you by Howsmith Restaurant Group. Howsmith Restaurants will feed your game day cravings with our wide variety of restaurants available across the Midwest. Visit howsmithrestaurants.com for our list of restaurants. I think we could have almost a full separate shout-out / check-in for those that are listening to us while at a kids game or their kids game or kids events as Sydney Schneider takes it low and in. I think it's always cool to hear from people that are listening while at X, Y, or Z. Here's the 1-0, way inside. Our buddy Ty, as Kendall Wells is going to run out and chat with Audrey Lowry. Checking in yesterday from a USC, I think, basketball game.
Oh, wow.
You have, well, my mom who heard her birthday shout out, which
Good.
means I'm off the hook.
There you go.
But they're watching from my niece's games today. I'm sure there's thousands of you listening. And otherwise, would love to be here as the Sooners have dominated. It's 8-1 Oklahoma as we play here in the Howsmith Restaurant fifth inning. There's a strike.
I really like that pitch, 2-0. And you could see Schneider geared up, getting ready to unload, expecting to see something a little tighter to the plate. That's a really nice location, low and away. I love that 2-0 pitch. That's a pitcher's pitch and a hitter's count.
Schneider, a strikeout victim earlier.
There's
She
another
takes
one.
strike two.
It's a really nice curveball. Makes you want to go there again. Maybe just 2 balls off the plate. Or maybe up and in. That'd be kind of fun, too. Let's see.
Swing and a miss. She did it again. Went away from her. One away.
Low and away. Took a little bit off of it and just getting the wave. Again, you don't talk about the matchups so much in softball, but it is 1,000,000% a thing. And this coaching staff for Oklahoma probably plays it as much, if not more, than anybody. But you got to love seeing the lefty run the pitch off the plate.
There's a line drive foul down the right side. Everybody sent ducking for cover in that Lady Lions dugout. They're all good, though. Everybody's safe. 8 runs on 10 hits for the Sooners. They've hit 5 home runs. Heading into today's game, Southeast Louisiana had only given up 7 home runs all year in their staff. That's fouled off. 0-2 count to Briley Ford, who homered her last time up. She's responsible for the only Lady Lion run.
Just 2 hits for Southeastern. Both have come first pitch of the count.
0-2. Bounce back up the middle over Lowry's glove. Gabby's going to go to second. 2-way. Risky. Is there a communication there between Ogbayani and Gabby, you think, or is that a feel from Gabby?
I think a combination of both.
Okay.
I mean, you see Ogbayani communicating, and they communicate and just jive and gel together.
They're going to challenge it.
Southeastern Louisiana is challenging the out call at second base. The play is under further review.
This review, by the way, is brought to you by McIntyre Law. Visit McIntyreLaw.com to connect with their team of award-winning Oklahoma personal injury attorneys.
She was out. We don't have replay. She was out. I get it. I'm not, because I mean this is a big point for Southeastern Louisiana to put themselves in a better position to extend this game. I mean the Sooners have scored every inning right now.
Yep. And
Except
you're looking,
first.
they need one run to end this
Right.
if you don't put another run on the board.
So I mean that's an important run at second base for Southeastern. I understand it, but I think she was out. But I've been known to get a call wrong or two. So.
I just want to point something out. Rick Freeman, we went and played against Southeastern Louisiana And when we did, Rick Freeman had the shaggiest beard I've ever seen. Long hair, almost looked like a mountain man to his shoulders. And now as he stands leaned up against the Lady Lion dugout, clean shaven. What's the joke? They say LinkedIn version and Instagram version. This would be the LinkedIn version. Clean cut.
Yeah.
But he's always had incredibly competitive teams. Here we go. Let's get the ruling. There is a conversation that's taking place early between the third base umpire and the first base umpire. Whatever that conversation was, they know now.
After review, the call at second base is confirmed. The runner is out. That is Southeastern Louisiana's first challenge.
So there is a delineation there. It's confirmed. So they had enough evidence to where it's like, hey, it doesn't just stand. It's confirmed. So they saw it 2 away.
And we were kind of discussing it before the challenge, but you know, the communication between Agbayani and Garcia up the middle, but what makes, I mean, beyond just the physical attributes that Gabby Garcia brings, I mean, we could talk about that over and over and over, right?
Right.
She just understands the game so well and has just such a feel for it. You could see the entire time that she was gonna throw it to second. I mean, you could see the whole thing. She never second guessed it for a moment. And that's the type of play you see a lot of infielders hesitate just for a millisecond. And that's the difference in the call. That's the difference in the play. But Gabby Garcia attacked that ball knowing she was going to get the lead runner.
2 away. Veronica Puckett will pinch hit here with a runner at first and 2 outs. First pitch, she tried to check her swing. She didn't strike one. These two teams last played in 2023. OU put 4 on the board in the first, 4 in the second, and 5 in the third to win 13-zip. Swing and a miss. Runner started to go, but went back. 0-2 count on Puckett. Jordy Ball threw a no-hitter that day. In fact, she threw a perfect game. 15 up, 15 down. Game that was played in Starkville. The 0-2 is up and away. OU's never lost to the Lady Lions, dating back to their first meeting in 1991, where they played in Lafayette, and the Sooners won both of those games. First time either team has played on its own campus. The 1-2, boy, that's good. Just missed outside. In 04, they played in Baton Rouge, and the Sooners won that one 5-4. And then in Starkville in 23, and now here. Oklahoma leads it 8-1. Pitch. Swing and a miss! Inning over. Audrey Lowry. Experience for children, grade 3 through 6. Visit either location in South OKC for your free consultation. Alana Agbayani's 1 for 2 on the day. First pitch, she takes a little bit out from the new Southeastern Louisiana pitcher, Catherine Thiessen, the freshman out of Lloydminster, Alberta, Canada. Lloydminster Comprehensive High School, the 1-0 pitch. Off speed. Boy, they like to mix speeds, and that's in for a strike.
Gotta love it, because again, every pitcher that they have brought into this ball game, fourth one at this point, every single one, I mean, are confident in the off speed, throwing it in the first at bat, first batter they face.
1-1 is a bunt shown, but it misses low and away.
Decent, kind of a force on the mound. Tall, long levers.
Only her 4th appearance of the season. In fact, she made her 3rd yesterday against Texas State. And misses low, ball 3. 3 1/3 is all she's thrown this season. Has allowed 3 hits, 2 runs, and has walked 4 while striking out 4.
Just a freshman, but you can just see the upside.
Yeah, 1-1 on the season. There's a 3-1 pitch that drops in for a strike. Member of the under 18 Canadian national team. As you mentioned, long levers. 3-2 pitch, off speed. Wow. Ball 4.
And
that was a really good pitch.
Fell into the strike zone, but I've talked about it all day. You've got to have that off speed and that changeup on a line, and she got the call the pitch before because it didn't have that loop on it, but just a little high and crossed the zone up, even though it looked as if Schneider caught it in the strike zone. But game-ending run at first base.
That's right. Here's Cindy Barker. First pitch to Sid, who homered already once today. She takes a ball up and away. The crowd had a little mini roar as the big screen here at Love's Field showed John Mateer and a couple of his teammates taking in the Sunday Fun Day. Here comes the 1-0, a little bit low. 2 balls and no strikes. I think Daniel Akinkumi was there with him. Where's he sitting? I'll have to get him up here. He might have a future as a broadcaster.
I could see that.
Maybe I don't want him up here. Here's the 2-0 pitch to Sid Barker, whose season averages at 341. Runner goes, almost a late break. It caught Schneider, the catcher, by surprise. No throw. Game-ending run at second base on a 2-0 ball. What do we?
They're going to review her leaving early. I was going to say, I thought she got a pretty good jump. Is that what they're checking?
Southeastern Louisiana is challenging that the runner at first left early. The play is under further review.
I thought it almost looked like she got a late jump, or maybe it was the lack of an acknowledgement that threw me off from the catcher Schneider.
I think Agbayani had some body movement.
Right.
But I thought her jump was pretty good. I didn't necessarily look at it and immediately think early, but and like you said, you thought she was late.
I thought she was late, yeah. The reviews, as always, are brought to you by McIntyre Law. Noble getting his money worth today. McIntyreLaw.com. Check that out today to connect with their team of award-winning Oklahoma personal injury attorneys. I know this much. There can be a little bit of a panic from a player if they thought they left early. Patty Gasso is using this opportunity to pull the entire dugout out to talk to him. What do you think the message is here?
Finish. We've heard it. We've heard it all weekend, and I think that this is a very, I'm not going to say big point. I mean, they're up by 7 runs, but this is one of those kind of what kind of ball club we got?
Yeah.
Type of moments, right? Winning run, game-ending run at second base, nobody out. Who's going to clutch up?
Yeah.
Let's not extend this any further. Bow up, compete, and finish a ball game.
I'm trying to see if there is any hint given by some of the replays that a few people are watching right now.
They're looking at it hard.
They're taking a long time to decide whether or not they're going to call this out or not. We'll see. Elongated look, which I think is a good thing, right?
Well, and I think if anything, too, like I said, I'd be curious to see it, but I think maybe Agbayani, a little bit of body movement, which is probably what they're trying to decipher of what was movement and what was actually her foot leaving the bag.
Listen to all things college sports, including live games and talk on SiriusXM College Sports Radio, Channel 84, and streaming on the SiriusXM app. And swing by your local Sonic to try out the All-American Sonic Smasher. Live free and eat the All-American Sonic Smasher. All right, the umps. That's the home plate umpire, Dustin Douglas, and the third base umpire, Brent Harden, who will make the announcement here.
After review, the ruling on the field stands. That is Southeastern Louisiana's final challenge.
You mentioned it, DJ, there. What? Why not, right?
Yeah.
What else do you have to lose?
Well, and at this point, again, that's the game-ending run. Nobody out. And Agbayani, I mean, a base hit ends this ball game right now.
Right.
So, again, it's just part of, I mean, Coach Rick Freeman's, he's a seasoned coach down there. I mean, at this point,
it's worth taking a look at. And they took a hard look at it. They took a long look at it.
Here's the 3-0 pitch to Sid Barker. Might be worth it to just put her on. Well, instead, there's a pitch on the outer edge for strike one. By the way, we did learn that was pretty much an intentional walk of Kendall Wells last night with the bases loaded.
And I'm going to be honest, when we were talking to JT about it, I felt like an idiot, for lack of a better word, of not recognizing it.
3-1, swing and a miss. Well, she wasn't out much.
Well, and I'm going to say this, too. When you're in a position, too, where you've seen a lot of walks in the ball game,
right?
It
all
didn't
look the same.
It didn't quite click to me at that moment that it was an unintentional intentional walk, right? We had seen a lot of missed pitches in that game.
Wow, 3-2. She works her way back to get the swing and a miss. Might have been ball 4, too.
Barker extending that zone, trying to get a little over anxious.
She knows it. Here's Abby Dayton. Well, Abby Dayton ended game 1 yesterday with a walk-off walk. Now we're going to get, I think, maybe another pitching change. Interesting. Probably just trying to get everyone. Bree Clark is not thrown yet. And she's going to get an opportunity, the freshman out of Panama City Beach, Florida. Just giving them all a chance, you think, to pitch here?
Given chances, and also I think, trying to play matchups. Southeastern is trying to extend this ball game. But seeing some of these freshmen who haven't gotten a lot of opportunity yet. So right now it's let's roll through our staff, and when you get called upon, do your job, whether it be one batter, two batter, it doesn't matter. But Thiessen, obviously the leadoff walk, but bringing it back 3-0 and getting the K, that's pretty big.
Well, another pitcher for Southeastern Louisiana is Bree Clark, who is making her 5th appearance of the season, 4 1/3. She's allowed 3 hits and 4 strikeouts. Well, she's allowed 3 hits and she struck out 4. Hey, thanks to Brian Woodard, who has tuned in, Jennifer Ross, Steve, and Purcell. What's up, Jennifer? Steve and Purcell, Gary Bonner, Charlene Rush, my buddy Jamie Beller. Appreciate you guys all tuned in as we cook into the little longer bottom of the 5th, because Southeastern Louisiana trying to extend this, and Rick Freeman playing the matchups. First pitch to Abby Dayton is in for a strike. They've definitely worked the pin hard here today, has Southeastern Louisiana. The 0-1. Hit into right field. It's a base hit. Patty Gasso waves home Ilana Agbayani as the ball gets away from Watson in right field. That's a game ender. That's a game winner. Abby Dayton seals the deal for a run rule win for Oklahoma. They sweep the opening home series and win all 6 games in run rule fashion, including the 9-1 win over Southeastern Louisiana to put the exclamation point on the weekend. You mentioned it a lot, DJ, during this 5th finish. And while it dragged out and it seemed like it took a while, the Sooners got out there and finished, and Abby Dayton stays hot.
And doing it with an exclamation point, Abby Dayton has just had really quality at-bats, regardless of outcomes, and her outcomes have been tremendous. But very few at-bats that we didn't see Abby Dayton step into the box and execute a game plan this weekend.
Impressive. All right, DJ's going to go grab Coach real quick. We'll bring it to you a little bit later on in the post game. Everybody, exhale. The Sooners roll through the opening weekend in dominating style at home, and they run rule Southeastern Louisiana, what many viewed as the most challenging team on their slate this weekend. The post-game show is coming up next, and it's brought to you by Brahms Ice Cream and Dairy Stores. Sooners win it 9-1. This is Sooner Softball from Learfield.